Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Lake City Adventures. Today is May 2nd, 2024. And the reason I am telling you the date is that today is our youngest's 18th birthday, which is ridiculously crazy. He is no longer a child. Both of our kids are now adults, which undoubtedly makes me and us feel very, very old. But it is what it is. We're excited for him. He's about to graduate high school in less than a month. He's off to University of Washington, so we're having an 18th birthday celebration tonight, this evening, this afternoon. As you can tell, the weather did not disappoint. It's about high 50s, I'd say. Beautiful day, warm. And we're up at the cabins today, so we're gonna have a cookout. Actually, scratch that, we're gonna have a stakeout. And I say that because that's what our youngest always used to call it when he was younger. Instead of cookout, he would call it a stakeout. So we're having a stakeout tonight. We are indeed actually having steaks. We have ribeyes that we ordered in from the country store, roasted and fried potatoes, Caesar salad. I hear some macaroni and cheese might be coming. And we're just gonna sit by the fire and have a good, great, hopefully family evening. And I think tonight's gonna be the first night of the year that we're gonna stay up here in the cabins. I thought I would show you guys some cool sights around our cabin. So here we are up Henson Road 20. Apologies for the wind noise. I don't have my wireless microphones today, so just recording from the phone, and I'm guessing we're gonna get some wind noise. But our cabin is right here. And so what we're standing on right now is the remnants of what was called Treasure City. And so this is leftover from silver mining operations in the late 1800s. And actually where we're standing right now was a full-on village. It was a full-on community with houses and schools and saloons and blacksmiths and all that stuff. And we have some pictures up in the mine that show all that and all the buildings that used to be here. It's kind of amazing because you really can't see much in terms of remnants, but there is definitely some tin and some iron around. I'm walking around here to see if I can show you guys the hidden treasure mine and where this mining community actually came from. So it's way up here on this hillside. I'm gonna change camera modes here and see if I can show it to you. So that right there is the remnants of the hidden treasure mine. So that's a silver mine back in the late 1880s. And that was the genesis for this community. That was basically where I'm standing right now. So I'm zoomed way in. So I'll come back and kind of show you that our cabin is right here compared to the hidden treasure mine. And what's pretty incredible is that there was an aerial cable car system from that mine all the way down to below where I'm standing right now. So it started way up there at that hidden treasure mine, and you can still see the supports if you hike up there and even closer to the road here. And this aerial tram system brought the ore all the way down to the processing site, which is right over here. So let's walk over there and I'll show it to you. We'll check it out. It's right down here, just kind of down this road from our cabin. Again, as you walk around here, we can see some remnants, some old tin and metal from old communities and mining operations up in here. You don't have to go too far, like go right here. And this is an old rock foundation. So something was here. We've got some metal here. Not sure if it was a house or exactly what was here, but you can definitely see that there's remnants of a foundation right here. And again, this is from the 1880s. So you have to be careful walking because there's just pieces of metal like that all over the place. And just coming right down here is the hidden treasure mill site. So they put this down by the water to be able to use the water from the river. And again, they had these aerial tram cars that hauled all the ore down here. So we're actually gonna go down here and check it out if I can avoid stepping on a nail or falling into the river. Just to kind of orient you, there's our cabin right there. Again, the hidden treasure is way up on the hillside up there. And this aerial tram car came all the way down here to where we're standing. So I'm gonna keep going down a little bit. So the reason this is still here and everything else is gone is that everything else was made out of wood. And you know, the wood tends to rot and fall down. And then I think also back in the day, people came up here and scavenged and took the wood that was left to build their houses down in town. So there's really not much wood left. But this stuff is all concrete, and this will be here for a long, long time. Although I have noticed, even in the 20 years I've been coming up here, that it kind of slowly degrades a little bit over time. So this is all the remnants of the old mill site. wish I could explain to you exactly how it worked, where the rock went in, where the water came in. I can't. It looks like maybe there was a chute right here. And it goes way down, so I'm gonna turn this off for a second so I don't drop my phone going down this steep slope, and then I'll show you some video from down below. All right, we have made it down the slope, and now we're down here at the lower level. So again, there's the cabin up there, and this is the lower level of the Hidden Treasure Mill site. I guess not the lowest level, because we could go all the way down there, and there's another structure down there as well. It was basically right on the river here. And it's actually not too hard to get down there. But the river is just beautiful. I mean, it's just a gorgeous day today. With that light and the sun shining off the water. What a beautiful day. You can just see the other cabin peeking through the trees right over there. Just do a slow turn and show you the whole remnants of the Hidden Treasure Mill site. This is all private property, so no trespassing here, not open to public, but a pretty cool piece of history. Here's maybe a really old broken wrench just laying on the ground. I might actually see if I can get down a little bit lower and closer to the river. Let's see if we can get down there. It gets a little bit sketchy. You can see these spots here where the concrete's broken off, so you definitely have to watch your step. We could break off more at any moment, but I think we can get down there. So we made it. Can't quite tell how much of the river is going to come out on this audio, so hopefully you can hear me. But we are out on that rock outcropping that comes right out to the river. I gotta be careful where I'm looking here, because we are over water now. Checking out this amazing Henson Creek. There's the top of our roof up there. This is the big rock. And that's we just came down this right here was the route that we came down. This is the face of the Hidden Treasure Mill site. And then the truly lowest level of the mill site is right down here. I would imagine too that they captured this water coming down over here. If you guys are subscribed to our channel and you saw the previous videos about Crystal Creek, where we get our water from for our gravity-fed water system, this is the end of Crystal Creek right here. So it drains right into Henson Creek, and the water just comes back into the main flow of the runoff. That right there is the bridge to the Alpine Trail. And the Alpine Trail goes up and over and way around for dozens of miles. And that's the access point right there. So yeah, a little adventure down here to the Hidden Treasure Mill site. See if I can see a fish. Gold medal fishing down here. Again, private property. But great fishing down here. And yeah, kind of amazing that this has been here for 140 years plus and is still kind of standing. Let's hike back up and I'll give you one more look at it from the top. Back up top, here's the view one more time. Hidden Treasure Mill site, and that right there, that's the rock that we were just kind of standing on and leaning over above the river. So there's another lower road down here, old wagon roads. And let's head up back towards our cabin. We put all this in about, I'd say 15 years ago. Flattened out this area here, made a meadow. We've had our sprinkler going, so it's greening up like crazy. It's also pretty wet out here. And this is our meadow. We're about to put a fire pit in right about here with a metal fire ring, kind of like you'll see over at the other cabin. And we just put these rocks here. These aren't natural. This is kind of our attempt at a fence, especially when our kids were little, because if you walk over this and you go out here, it's wet, it's slick. There is no edge, and it is nothing but death if you fall off that edge. So Buffy's been known to come out here and do morning yoga on these rocks. They get super warm with the sun shining, and it's just a quick little jaunt from the cabin to right here, and sunrise is right over there. This is looking down Henson Creek Road, or County Road 20, and not off in the distance over there is Cannibal Plateau, which was covered in snow a few days ago, so It's melted off very quickly. There's still a lot of snow up high though. Runoff is really just kind of getting started. Gorgeous day, can't believe it. Excited to have a nice steak out tonight and cook some steaks and some potatoes. And let's walk over towards the other cabin. I'll show you guys what this fire looks like. So again, if you subscribe to our channel, or if you haven't seen it yet, check out our video about the gravity-fed water system. And here it is all hooked up. And so water comes in, goes to a hose spigot there, and then 2 filters. First canister is a 10 micron, second canister is a 5 micron. And we've got awesome pressure this year. It's working great. The new system's working great. And clean water, good pressure. So here's the little trail that we're gonna walk up past our propane tank, which is really used just for heat in our cabin. So we only fill this every 5 or 6 years. And this is how we used to power our cabin before we had solar. It was this old gas generator hiding underneath this blue tarp right here. And it was always kind of sketchy. You know, at night you'd have it on so you could watch TV or have lights on, and then we'd have to turn the power off to go to bed. But to turn the power off, you had to come all the way over here and turn this generator off. Pitch black up here, silent as can be. And it's hard not to imagine that you're being stalked by a mountain lion the whole time you're turning off the generator. So we're much happier now that there's a nice little switch inside and we can just flip the power off for the solar. I am though tonight gonna have to do a tick check, scrambling up and down those rocks by the hidden treasure mill site. It is definitely tick season. So this is the meadow. This is the grandparents' meadow. They have their sprinkler going from the water fed system, and that's why it's just incredibly green, luscious, paradise up here. This is actually where we got married, right here, roughly 18 years ago. Hope that's right, or I'm gonna be in trouble. Right there, that's where we got married. And it's just as beautiful now, pretty much unchanged now compared to what it was then. So there's the other cabin, and there's the fire, which we'll show you in a minute. All right, so there's the meadow out there, and this is George and Beth's Meadow Retreat. So I'm not gonna go inside today, but I'll just kind of show you what the deck looks like and some of the views from the deck up here. Same river, Henson Creek, and there's Cannibal Plateau again. There is now a cloud in the sky. I think that's been the first cloud all day. But we'll go over here, and this is really where we tend to hang out more. Again, these kind of the nature, the peace. There's ravens that cruise around here. There's chipmunks, there's squirrels, there's deer. And just look at the scenery. I'll just pan around. Such a great time of year because it's warm, but it's still cold at night, so there are no mosquitoes yet. We're gonna go over here. Oh, this little guy wants a handout. It's a little gravel back patio. And we're gonna walk this way because back here, through these trees, sometimes this time of year, there's a pretty great waterfall. So I'm gonna go check it out and see if it's running. So we are gonna take the trail, which comes right down through here, and hope we're not being stalked by any large animals. So these are all old mining claims, and our family owns a number of mining claims that just stack up one against another. And so it's kind of crazy to imagine what actually happened here back in the day. You know, this is all just private property, untouched, undisturbed land, but it didn't used to be. And I'm guessing this was kind of the hub of activity with schools and kids and businesses and all kinds of stuff. So there's another drop off over here, a cliff that has not a lot of warning. Oh, the waterfall is running. How cool. So I'm gonna be very careful to not step too far or drop my phone. But we're looking down this kind of sheer canyon edge. We don't really know how far this is. I'd say at least 200 feet, maybe more than that. And a little farther over there is the dam. I'll show you that in a second. And there's the waterfall. which I'm gonna go up and get a closer look at. All right, so we're just a little bit farther up, and here's this pretty cool waterfall. It's running, it's not raging. We'll have to come back about a month from now, maybe even just 2 or 3 weeks from now. And I bet it's a heck of a lot more intense as the runoff really kicks off. But you can kind of see the stream over there that runs down the hillside and dumps over the edge. And let's walk right over here. I think once we get to the top of this little ridge, I'll be able to show you guys the dam. It's a little harder to see these days because they had to knock it down, at least a good part of it, a few years ago. But we should be able to see it when we come down these rocks. Again, trying not to kill myself. And going towards the edge here. And let's see if we can't see it. There was a time when you could just about walk across it. That time is gone. But, okay, so it's right here. You actually don't have as good of a view here as you do from the road. Let me take one more step down and see if I can get closer. The ravens have come to join us. Can you see them? Can you hear them? So here's the backside of that waterfall, right down there. And then I came down a little bit, and it's pretty neat that you can see all these old anchors that are drilled into the rock. I think from the late 1800s when this dam was actually a functional dam. But the anchors and the rope and the steel cable is still going off over the edge. I can't get a whole lot closer without thinking I'm gonna fall off, but here's the dam right here. And so this used to be, right there was the top of the dam, and it came all the way across. This was all solid rock. And then the dam went down, and there was about, I'd say, depending on the water level, about 10 feet of washed out dam underneath it. So it hasn't been a functioning dam for decades, century maybe. And you could walk underneath the dam, you still can. But about 4 or 5 years ago, there was a massive snow year up here, tons of avalanches. And when the time for runoff came, there was substantial concern that this river was gonna swell. And if it swells too much and broaches the bank down towards town, it would flood Lake City. And so what they were worried about is that there'd be a bunch of debris that would come down this river and get caught by this dam, hold the water up, and then the dam would fail and it would release this wall of water down the stream, which would wash out Lake City. So it was a massive operation with the US Corps of Engineers, Army Corps of Engineers, all that stuff. And they came out here, and their intention was to just take the entire dam down, unfortunately, because I think it's somewhat of a historical landmark, but they disagreed. So they came out here basically to take this dam down. They did get underneath it and made it a lot taller underneath there, so it really kind of made it a zero risk that it would ever hold water again. And then they came up here and they started to knock it down from the top, and they found that this dam was so incredibly tough and strong and well constructed that the US Army Corps of Engineers could not knock it down, or at least they were going to spend weeks and hundreds of thousands of dollars to knock it down. So they said basically forget it, and they just left it. So this is where it is now. It's kind of nice, I think, because it used to be super dangerous, because you could literally walk right here to this edge and walk across, and people would trespass, do that, and it was super unstable in the very top, and you always worry somebody's going to fall to their death. So now you can't do that anymore, which is good. It's just idiots like me coming down here that might fall to their death. But outside of that, there's another waterfall over here, by the way, that I'm just realizing right now. Let me zoom in. It comes off the top of the rock right there and runs all the way down. That's why the rock is black, because of the water running down right there. So again, I'll come back here in a couple weeks. I bet it's a heck of a lot more intense. Let me come back up here and I'll give you one view down the canyon, or really I guess it's more up the canyon, and then I'm gonna head back and sit by the fire. So we're coming this way, being super careful to watch our step and not drop our phone, and then coming out to this edge over here, which is another, sorry about the wind noise. So here's another view. Oh my God, this edge is so freaky. And you just worry that this rock's gonna crumble and I'm gonna go in. But what a cool view with the sun shining through the canyon and the shadows, the green water. You can actually tell, so come late fall when runoff really slows down, we have before gotten on old shoes and clothes, and you can walk this river without getting swept away. But there's some spots, like there's a spot right there that's a super deep pool, probably more than, you can't touch there, more than 6 feet deep. And that right up there, if you can see, there's a turnoff up there on the road, and there's a plaque there, and so that's a historical landmark, so people can pull over their car on public property and be able to look back here and see the dam, which you can you can actually see it even better from this side. So here's this side of the dam down here, and you can see it's pretty massive. There's actually, last time I walked the river, I wanted to climb up here because there's a tunnel right there that goes through both sides of the dam, but I didn't have the guts to do it without falling. Someday, or not. So yeah, beautiful day. Nice little adventure around the cabins up here. One last view of the hidden treasure mine. This is a nice angle of it right here. Right there. There she is. Let's go to the fire. Heading back towards the fire, just wanted to take a second to show you this incredible dead tree, which has stood here since I've been coming here. And Buffy has pictures of this tree from back when she was a teenager. So it might be dead, but it's holding strong for 20 plus years. One last view of that waterfall. And we're gonna head back down the trail and get some snacks and sit by the fire. I'll tell you about how we're gonna cook some steaks. Actually, not how we're gonna cook some steaks, but how our son Logan, who's a culinary master, is gonna cook some steaks. So I'll just tell you now. So we have a fire going, and apparently aspen wood will give you the best hot coals of all the natural woods that are up here. So we've been burning a hot fire for about an hour, hour and a half or so with aspen. And right about now, I think he's gonna stop stoking it, let it settle down to a nice hot bed of coals. And then we've got some grates and screens that we're gonna put on over it and cook some steaks. So nothing earth shattering, but cooking steak over an open fire, I've always found to be really, really hard because you can't control the temperature. And it's really easy to be unsure of where you're at and then overcook them and cook them to death. So we'll see how he does. Pressure's on. He's got to cook 7 steaks tonight, 7 ribeyes on an open fire. So we'll see. There's the fire pit. Fire's raging. Logan just put the wok on with some oil.
Heck yeah.
And we're about to get some potatoes going because they're going to take forever.
Thank you for that glove, Logan. I should have used that.
Oh, it looks hot.
Oh, now you use it.
You just grab that with your bare hand.
Well, it hasn't been on there though.
Okay.
Let's put it on.
But that gets hot quick. Nice.
It's Ethan's birthday. We're not worrying about the guys today. Just this half.
Just an update. Grates are on. About ready for steaks. It's just sitting right over here, coming to room temperature. We've got Caesar salad. We've got jalapeno pepper sauce.
Oh, yeah. They're good.
Oh, they were so good. And we're about to cook some steaks. There we go.
That's okay.
That's a good sizzle.
That's not great, but it's okay.
Nice ribeyes. Well, that one's falling apart. That's gonna be good though. Logan, what's in the marinade for these?
It's top secret, but it's
Oh,
red
top
wine,
secret. You don't have to
ginger,
spoil your
soy
secret.
sauce, yeah, garlic. That's what I can spoil.
Ooh. And then a secret blend of herbs and spices,
Secret herbs and spices for sure.
as the Colonel would say.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that one's looking good.
So I was saying when you flip,
Okay.
you got to probably rotate these two to the hotter zone.
This one, let me give it a little one of those.
Oh, a little crosshatch?
Yeah.
Crosshatch, huh? Oh, look at the crosshatch. That's impressive. These are looking good. Okay. Oh, there's mac and cheese, potatoes and onions. There's the finished product.
That's really good though.
There's the birthday cake.
How is it?
It's like ratatouille.
I could help. Good. You want me to carry your plate?
Final product. Open fire steak, mac and cheese, potatoes and onions, Caesar salad. Dinner's over. Time for bonfire now. Woo, that was a good dinner. Logan has some serious skills. It is not easy to cook 7 1-inch steaks on an open fire with different temperatures and flame and flare-ups for 7 different people at 7 different temperatures, medium, medium rare. Somebody wants it well done, and he nailed it. I'm going up towards our solar panels because the lighting is cool right now. It's a nice time of night. I wanted to get some pictures up here. Here's our 12-volt solar system. There's the view down towards Cannibal Plateau. And we have a little flat spot up here on the top of this rock, which I've always thought would be a great spot for a house or a cabin. You could totally put the house right here in this flat area and then build an overhanging deck over this ridge, which again, oh my God, is instant death. It just drops straight off and down. But what a gorgeous view. Could you imagine sitting right here on a wooden deck that was over this edge, or even just up to this edge, and this was your view looking off the back edge of the deck? I feel like this has to happen someday. You can see all the way down the entire river. You can see the last few hours of sunlight. It's not really sunset yet, but it's getting there. And then if you turn around this way, you've got the view up the hillside, up Crystal Creek. And I mean, it's still spring, but this is all gonna green out. These aspen trees are all about to come back to life. What a great spot this is right here. And if we wander this way, we can see the fire pit, I think. Let's see. Yep. So that's where Logan cooked dinner, right down there on that fire pit. Now we have a rager going, a little bit of a bonfire so everybody can stay warm, because we got about 30 minutes till that sun comes down and it's gonna drop 20 degrees. But I haven't been up here in a long time, and it's a really nice overview of the entire meadow and the fire pit.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ethan. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, that's good job, man. Very good.
Yeah,
Chocolate cake with peanut butter icing filling.
I'll
yes,
take
please.
this bit. Okay. And you can have.
The boys have left. They had their family time. We had Ethan's 18th birthday celebration, and now they're heading out to do whatever new 18-year-olds do. And we are going to hang out at the fire tonight. It's just about to get dark. Maybe we'll see a little bit of a sunset and have a nighttime campfire, and probably be in bed by 9:15. So it sounds like a great evening. I can't wait. All right, trivia question for you. After burning for 4 hours, how hot is this fire ring? Here's a hint. Dry. 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 Oh, I don't know, 10 million degrees? hot, hot, hot. Time to turn in for the night. Fire's out, and we've walked over to our cabin, and the solar lights are going. And these Christmas lights have been on our cabin, we estimate 16 years, 17 years. We've never changed the battery, we've never done anything. We just threw them up there 17 years ago. And they still work just about as good as they did on day one. And these are some awesome flame candle solar lights that we just got. So going inside. Got our cabin. We're outside the cabin because we need to go check and see if the hot water heater is still lit. I came up here and lit it earlier today, but I don't have it vented, so it doesn't like to stay lit. And my guess is that it went off. Ouch, but let's see. Oh, it's warm in here. Let's see, I bet it's lit. I'm gonna turn it up and just see. Oh yeah, we've got fire. Great, back to normal. Okay, so we have good fire. We should have hot water, yay! All right guys, one more video before bed. Just wanted to show you the nice cozy cabin at night. We're all set up. We've got our propane heat cranking down here. It's about 35 degrees outside, so we need a little bit of heat tonight. This is our sleeping quarters. This is our living room. This is our dining room.
But I'm assuming
we've got Disney videos on the YouTube, which we're streaming over the cellular. And this is the kitchen. Buffy's taking a shower right now. I just took one that was awesome. Hot, clean, good pressure. And we are making ice in our ice maker. There's a few cubes in there. And we have fresh water. And we are ready to have a great evening and get some awesome sleep in the middle of the mountains. We'll probably crack our windows so we can hear the river and hopefully sleep great. So good night, everybody, and we'll touch base tomorrow. Good morning. We're awake. We had a great night. Slept pretty good. We had the heater turned up to about 140 degrees at one point, so we had to get up and turn that down. Beautiful morning, birds chirping, blue skies. Check out the ice formation from the water running overnight. Awesome. Just the perfect circle of ice. Out here with the ravens. This is a big bird.
He's gorgeous.
The raven left for a minute, so the blue jays have swooped in. There's Woody Woodpecker. The birds left and the chipmunks have moved in. All right, well that's gonna do it. We're heading back down into town. Had a great afternoon and evening yesterday. A nice little tour around the cabins and the Hidden Treasure Mill site and the dam and the waterfalls. We had a great open fire cookout, open fire stakeout with steaks and potatoes and salad and mac and cheese and awesome cake. And then really had a great evening out by the fire, watching the stars and good conversation. Great evening in the cabin. Got up this morning and it's cold. Our water was frozen this morning, but just took about an hour or so for it to thaw out. And went over and had coffee and had breakfast and made some leftover potatoes with scrambled eggs and onions and salsa, and kind of cleaned up and heading home. So So great evening in the cabin. Many more to come this summer, hopefully. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us on Lake City Adventures. Check out our other videos about the off-grid 12-volt solar system and the gravity-fed water supply. And we'll keep showing you how things go this summer. I'm excited for this summer. You know, it's just starting to thaw out and get nice, and hopefully a lot of adventures to come. We'll see you guys next time.